welcome back to Dryland Dudes. My name's Emery. I'm a farmer, and I run this channel and this farm with the help of my family. And we're in the middle of cotton harvest, finally. Except I can't harvest today because it's like almost 100% humidity, some misting around. Can't strip cotton when it's humid. So we're looking for 50% or lower humidity to be able to get it through the stripper, because any kind of dampness to the cotton just clogs things up and makes a mess. So what I've been doing, I sowed some wheat today. I got this field, our first field that we stripped finished just a minute ago, and my truck was left out here, so I bought the mule to get it. I'm gonna leave the mule and take my truck back and fill up with grain, because I'm almost out of that, and I'm gonna start stripping on this field that we are in the middle of harvesting. But we got this patch, this 100 acres done, and we're on the last 50 over there. But when will we do that? I don't know, but hopefully today, because we could finish it today if we could just start at a decent time. I still gotta blow that stuff off, but I'm not gonna do that until I know that we're gonna harvest. So what am I doing out here in the field with two vehicles? Well, I bought a thing. I bought a windshield for this because it gets a little chilly even at good temperatures with the wind blowing, but I wanted to get a half windshield. And so this one can be a full, but it also fold down on itself. It doesn't rest on the hood, which I like. And anyways, I thought it was a good one. So we're gonna see if I can't slap this on real fast. If it takes too long, I may just wait and do it a different time. Okay, first thing is to put all these thingamajiggers on here. I'm hoping that this is gonna work with my mirrors that I have on, so we'll see. Where do I need to put them? 2 on the top, 2 down the bottom. Near the top. Ooh, that's gonna be in the way, I bet. Okay. I need other hands. All right, I had to move my mirrors up. They're generally in the right spot, right? Oh, maybe I have one more. I thought I had an extra. I did not have an extra. I have exactly the right amount. Okay, the other concern possibly is this guy. I don't know which side of that I need to be on. I don't know if the constructions say that or not. Doesn't say. All right, I got the header in. I did not have to move this mirror, so that's good news. All right, what's next? Windshield assembly. I'm gonna put some things together on the windshield now. Okay, this is taking longer than I expected. I need to stop. I need to go do some actual work. So this will wait for another day. Can you hear me? So, my glasses are gonna come off. Okay, so, I don't know if you've noticed, I always push the wheat underneath here because this looks full, but there's a whole cavity, so watch how much goes back under there. A little bit to the back, but mostly under the front. So, man, if you don't do that, like over time, that adds up to where you're filling up a whole lot more. So, and look at this grain. This is I didn't have this grain cleaned. Look how clean it is. That's a really good sample. A buddy of mine, same one that helped me get that module builder, Ricky Dale, got a combine last year and had that thing dialed in. That's really, really good. So, good work. Well, humidity's still like 90%, and it's probably 130 now. And it's 107. I was close. So I'm gonna move this trailer, and then I'm gonna grab my lunch and I'm gonna keep sewing. Might as well, right? So I'm trying to explain. So I'm gonna start sewing here on this patch. I'll just go around the modules. They'll pick them up maybe today, and I can sew through them. But thinking about where to start, I don't just start where the cotton was. I got to think about where next year's cotton's going to be in this fallow ground here, because we shift 4 feet every direction, one direction or the other, so that we're planting between 2 pairs. So we're not ever going on the same row. We're shifting over puts our new pair in between the 2 pairs. Not using that blank, but straddling that blank. And so I'm gonna go into the wheat ground. I'm changing my track space into 40s because I plant on 40s. This drill's on 30s. So I'm gonna generate track lines with 40-foot spacing. I'm gonna take all the shifts off. Okay, so I'm gonna turn out here into the wheat, and I'm gonna get on this next 40 and see if I'm driving like I normally would with stalks on either side of my tires, or straddling 2. I want to be straddling 2 because that'll be where that's where I'm gonna lay off my rows. And so I'm generating 40-foot track lines from my 0, which is over there next to that boundary, and it's gonna do 40s all the way across. And so I'll find where my last 40 would be, and then the next 40 would be where, because I want that matchup between the last row of cotton next to my wheat perfectly. And so my last row of 40-foot spacings in the wheat ground will tell me where to start planting wheat. So let me just show you in a second. Okay, so this is the very next track line. Put me in the wheat ground, but as close as I could get to the old cotton stalks. And so I don't know if you can see, but there are pairs of cotton stalks going to be on either side of my tire. So I need to shift 4 feet, and this is on 0 shifts, no shifts. And so this is what's kind of screwy again, because our toolbar that we strip till is 32, we plant 40. So my 0 line doesn't change. It's going to be in the same spot. So 0 was established with 32, so that leaves where a 40-foot toolbar would fit perfectly at the boundary line over there. So 0 shifts is as close as I can get to my neighbor. So because I'm not where I want to be 4 feet off of this, I can't go 4 feet closer because that would put my single row, it'd make my 32s perfect, but it would make my 40 with that single row would be planting onto my neighbor, and I don't really think I want to do that. I know I don't want to do that. I could plug up that row, but sometimes that row can get into this berms over there. So I don't know. I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna think for a little bit as I'm talking out loud. I need to make sure I'm thinking right. Okay, I have decided. Although in the past we've done that, shifted towards the neighbor, plugged up that single, it still leaves that planter mark. And if the neighbor's got cotton there or a crop planted, I could tear it up some. So I'm going to be 0 or 4 shifts away. So I'm going to shift away 4 feet. So that'll leave next time there's cotton over there. It won't matter here in the middle because the middle is going to be consistent. But when we have cotton over there again in 2 years, there will be a 4 foot gap between my single row and the boundary line, which is fine. Yeah. It'll be good. It's what I did over at just now at the 160, so I'm consistent. That way I'm not doing it different field to field. Okay, so that is this would get me on the right 40 line, and so I'm going to now get up past this module. So now I'm going to get into the next 40, which again, I'm breaking it at the 40 foot track spacing. So this next 40 will be cotton in 2 years, but it's where the weed is right now. So if I just go until I get on this track line, this will all make sense in a second, hopefully. All right, so I get on that line. So this is where I need to start planting cotton. When I'm not planting cotton, I'm sowing wheat, and this is on 40s. And so I need to plant up to the boundary of where this 40 line is. So I'm going to shift over 5 feet because the difference between my 30 foot drill and a 40 foot toolbar is 5 on either side. So if I shift over 5 feet, now this is where I need to drive to sow wheat on this farm. Let me get that to where it says 0 inches off. Okay, so if I unfold my drill, my 30 now matches exactly where that 40 ended, and that'll be the perfect boundary between cotton next year and the wheat this year. The issue is I'm on 40 foot spacings now, so that's where I got to go back to this and change it to 30s. So I got to change this track spacing back to 30. That's going to generate me new track lines all the way from over there, 30s to here. And so now I'm off. Sometimes it stays right because 30 and 40 are multiples in some areas, but I'm off 10 feet. So now I'm going to shift my track line. Now I'm at 0 inches. That puts me where I want to be, and now it gives me 30s all the way over there. When I get to that side, I'll have to do the same thing because I can't just go off that this 30 is going to be the perfect track line over there. That's confusing, right? It's taken me a while to understand it. I get it now. It's just, if we just plant in the same spot every year, we just sow right at that boundary and then no big deal. But because we want to shift over, I think that makes sense because we're strip tilling deep in different spots every time, so we're alternating every 2 years. And I think we're getting some better water penetration by doing that. And if I fertilize, getting nutrients in different areas. So I think it's beneficial. I know it is. It just takes some figuring here at this point. All right, so now I got to turn around, unfold, and we can go. I was getting a little close. You think I would have made it? I don't know. Just back up. end up still going by pretty close. I just couldn't. I didn't have the camera open to show you, but oh well. Gotta get it done. Module truck will drive over what I just did, but that's fine. I can patch it. I had to come out here for a bathroom break. This place has the cleanest bathrooms and they're never busy. I recommend it if you're ever passing by one. Stop here and use the restroom. Also, just coming here to check out how things are going. I want to make sure that there's no seed. I mean, that's the right amount of seed, but if the whole thing is full, then there's a clog in the tube. And nobody wants a clog in their tubes. So the seed's flowing good, it looks like. And the other thing I look at to see if there's any dirt getting pushed here at the front, that means I have a disc that's locked down. And so that's a little bit harder to see quickly, so I just looking for unusual bunching of dirt or collection of straw, or sticks, or cotton lint. Normally I can hear a disc that's starting to lock down. They all look okay to me. And then just, I don't know, by chance that I might lose a press wheel. I've never had that happen, but I guess it's the first for everything. All right, everything looks as it should. Are we planting in any moisture? Kinda. I'm not very good at finding seed, but there's wet dirt right there. Not just hard packed. Now, right here, where we drive, less likely. We almost always have to get a rain to get that stuff up. I mean, it's not great, but there's some moisture in some spots, so maybe I can get this up and it won't just be crane food, because the crane, they are already flying over, I know it, and they're looking, they see those drill rows and they are on it, so probably tomorrow they'll be over there and here. Also feeling a little bit kind of misty. Wouldn't be surprised if the humidity's gone back up some. So may not be doing any stripping today at all. I haven't come to get my module yet. Ooh, I'm almost gonna make it, but I'm not going to. Overcorrected just a hair. So I was just checking over things and I noticed a little bit of some leakage here, and I think this is just hoping that's just a little bit loose here from moving things around. We put this new cylinder on. I did some adjustment right there, so I'm just going to tighten this up a little bit somewhere. Turn a decent amount. That's not going anywhere. have to watch this. That may be too much of a bind for this short hose. I don't really know. That jam nut's tight there, but a little bit of leak right there at that fitting, so there's not just a ton I can do about it. May just have to get a longer hose. Here's another one. I'm getting real close, at least to the barn. I better pay attention here. Oh yeah. The cinematography that's being shown here is quite amazing. All right, I am probably when I get back, I got to do something with the builder. I also need to leave a path so that module trucks can get through. So I got to think where I'm going to put the builder that's out of everyone's way. So you're next. Everything's going along pretty good. I'm going to move the builder now, but I need a key. Got a key in my truck, which is over here. And I got to think about where I'm going to put it to be out of my way. It's not really convenient to have it anywhere. I don't know. I'll find a place. Got a bunch of keys in here. Just got to find the right one. Tractor key. Quick check of the oil. It's all right. Hydraulic oil's good. This tractor, I'm afraid the starter's going out. You'll see why I think that right now. That wasn't bad. Put a good battery on it. It just takes it a while to crank up. So after the season, take the starter off and get it checked. Maybe rebuilt. I guess they can do that. Most of this air seat leaks down real bad. So I'm gonna air it up, move this builder somewhere. Actually, while I think about it, I'm going to put this in transport mode. So I'm gonna turn the PTO pump on. And then I'm gonna go do that. Well, I'm not gonna do that because something happened here. My chain broke. This pump is turned the way it's not supposed to be. I don't know when that happened. Trying to decide which way this is supposed to. I think we had it like that. But this hose right here is all twisted. I guess it's got some twist. I guess this hose is supposed to lay like that, but I guess there's enough twist in one of these spots with underforce that it made it where it doesn't want to sit right. So interesting. Well, need to get a better chain. I can't put that down without turning the pump on, so just gonna move it where I don't have to go underneath the power lines. So broke right on this link, the one that was bolted. I wonder if that washer vibrating causes a weak point for some reason. I don't know. Trying to get bigger chain or what, but anyways, I got to move to here, somewhat out of the way, at least out of the way for now. Just need the module trucks to be able to get around me, and I can still sew everything. So I think this is gonna work. I got to sew that little patch there, or else I can put it there, but it's also power lines there, so I can't, because I can't lower the tramper. So this will work. All right, I probably have, I don't know, what do you think? 20 to 30 acres left is my guess. I'm gonna need to fill up with seed, fill up with diesel. We'll do that all tonight, probably while I'm already dirty, and then get home at a decent time. All right, I'm gonna just check some things over and get back to it. Well, it's not as late as it seems, 6:30, but it gets dark really early. I'm getting low on seed, so I'm gonna go ahead and fill up. And I've got probably about an hour left of sowing, maybe not quite an hour left. I'm real close, but these are long rows, you know, and so we'll see. If I can see good enough, I'd like to get all this done and then sew out that end, the south end, and this west side, and then I'll leave around here at the end, around the barn, all the modules, and then to where I started for whenever the modules are gone. And then in the morning, I was gonna try to get it done tonight, but I'd rather not do it in the night, dark time. That little patch by the house, I'll get that tomorrow morning. And I'll really be caught up. I could do a little bit over there, but there's not a ton because we didn't get a lot done the other night. But I'm gonna go to town and try to get a thicker chain or a better option for a chain on my builder. I don't know. Hopefully I can find something that's a little bit stronger so that doesn't happen again. But I think everything looks okay. Just don't want to take any chances on that twisting more. And I'm thankful that it couldn't twist any further because it hit the drawbar part of the tractor, but still don't want that stuff snapping and doing that. No way, no por nada. So yeah, been a good day, unconventional day. I was hoping to strip some later, but you know, I got to do all the sewing too, so I'm still working. Just the stripping is what's going to just take us longer, especially if we have days like this. So we'll keep trucking and you keep watching. Thanks for watching. If you're gonna farm it.